hearing a bang underneath the Suburban, but anyways, I'll keep you updated. Good thing. So spent 5 hours, a little over 5 hours in Sheridan, Wyoming, going from shop to shop to see if we could figure out what's going on with my Suburban. Apparently what was wrong was my transfer case. I had to go this morning, I had to go into four-wheel drive leaving the campsite, and it didn't fully disengage four-wheel drive, so somehow magically it was okay at slower speeds, but once I got up to a higher speed it would try to re-engage, and that was the banging I was hearing. So the long and short of it is I'm back on the road, and just got to be careful with four-wheel drive. Hopefully I won't need it anymore. Despite all my car trouble, I did make it to the wedding with hours to spare. It was a really great wedding for a really cool couple, and I wish them all the best. The next morning, I packed up camp and I headed south towards Yellowstone National Park. I made it to the park just after noon and just in time for some rush hour traffic. I spent most of the day scouting locations and taking in the sights. I decided to go to Artist Point for sunset, and it did not disappoint. I am currently sitting in the parking lot right next to the spot where Ansel Adams took the shot of the Snake River in the Tetons. I'm gonna go up here, check it out. We've got some really gray skies, some real moody skies, so good day for black and white. This morning was actually pretty good, had some nice light. I was up on Shadow Mountain photographing the sunrise, and it was pretty decent. I haven't put it on the computer yet, but if it turned out, I'll pop it up. But I thought I'd bring you with me to go shoot a black and white shot down at Schwabacher's Landing. So check this side out, then we'll be on our way. All right, gotta switch lenses here. I'm gonna go ahead and bring my 100 to 400 just in case I see any wildlife while I'm down there scouting. I've got my Z8 and I'm putting the 24 to 120 on. I've got a 14 to 24 as well in case I need a wide, and that's about it. Got the bear spray. Need a tripod, so let's go get that. Starting to rain too, so let me show you this composition. So, I don't know if you can see it. Okay, so we'll just see what this what this ends up looking like. I'm gonna focus stack it. I'm shooting f11, 64 ISO. All right, so I focused on the foreground in that shot. Now I'm gonna focus on the background. I've got a button set up, my function, I think it's function 3, to zoom in so that I'm using manual focus. So I can see the focus peaking and make sure everything's sharp. Using a 2-second timer. And there we go, there's the first one. So this definitely isn't my favorite composition of the trip, but it was I guess a good start for this location. The rain's starting to pick up again, so I'm gonna probably head back to the Suburban and wait this out. There's blue skies over there behind it, so I'm hoping this won't last very long. But there's a lot of really cool looking rocks in the river here, and we should get a pretty good reflection of the tetons once this rain stops. So yeah, so I'm gonna wait until this rain kind of dies down a little bit, and this might keep me here for sunset tonight, we'll see. So let's go back. How are y'all doing?
Great, how about yourself?
Good. My feet are a little cold, but...
Yeah, I noticed that. Very brave for doing that.
A little chilly. Okay, so I've got my 24-to-120 back on because I forgot my adapter for the for my case filters. So I'm gonna go out here and show you kind of what the composition looks like. Initially, what I'll do is I'll focus manually on this area, and it's taken about 3 images to get the entire depth of field that I'm wanting. So initially focus here, and then on the shoreline over there, and then on the peak, and then I'll stack it all together. So this is, I don't know if you guys can see it, probably not with the glare, but that's the composition. Okay, got to wait for the silt to kind of clear out, and I'm going to go ahead and focus. So what I do is I ramp up my exposure quite a bit, and then I put my little focus box on the foreground rocks, and then I use I think it's F3 to zoom into 100%, and then I manually focus to get it sharp. And that looks, my feet are numb right now. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Now bring my exposure back down. And I've got a 10-stop neutral density filter, so my exposure is 13 seconds. I'm at ISO 64, shooting at f11. Wind's picking up a little bit, but I'm gonna go ahead and shoot. I'm using a 2-second timer so it can stabilize. The water temperature is very cold, and at this point my feet are just numb, so it's perfect. Okay, that exposure, let me bring it up again, just double check the sharpness. Looks good. So now I'm going to focus a little bit further into the like the mid ground. let this airplane fly by. I don't think he's in my composition, but just in case. Alright, so that looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and snap a shot. Hopefully this thing's still on. Yeah. Okay. Double check, make sure it's sharp. Yeah, looks good. Okay, so this last one, I'm going to focus on the tetons. Zoom in and make sure it's super sharp. Looks good. Go ahead and shoot it. I have a bird going through my composition. I may have to shoot it again. He's just going to blur. So when you're in grizzly country, you want to make sure that you're looking around and don't get too absorbed in the in your shoot. Let's see if I got him. I'm going to take another one just in case. All right. Okay, let's check the sharpness. All right, looks good. Go ahead and take another shot. A dark frame. Dark frame marks your where you have where you're stacking images. Okay, I think that's good. I think I'm happy with that. All right, so I'm pretty happy with those shots, those compositions. I'm gonna go and go back to the Suburban and make some lunch, pull out the computer and process those and see if they're worthy of maybe coming back tonight. Today's supposed to be my last day, but I may stick. Actually, I'm supposed to be on the road right now, but I may stick around for sunset, shoot this composition, because from what I can see from the LCD, I kind of like it. So I pack up and then we'll be on our way back. Note to self, bring a towel next time. All right, let's go. I'm gonna run into Jackson to see what the forecast looks like and kind of figure out my game plan. So depending on my decision, what comes next will be the end. Although this was one of my favorite compositions of the trip, sunset looked like it was going to be a bust, so I decided to start my long, slow drive back to Texas. I'll leave you with some of my other favorite shots from the trip. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.